What is going on? We are back after a long hiatus. Listen, we got stuff to do. We love doing the show, but things happen, life happens, and but we are back. The boys are back. We are talking about games. We're talking about movies. We're talking about eras today. A lot of good stuff on this week's show of the Press Start Pod. I am Joey Schneider. That is Dean Samples, aka Dino Spumoni, aka DSamps_216. If you want to follow him on X. And man, it feels good to be back.
It does. It's been a while, but yeah, life happens, and we're here now. So we got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a fun episode.
Episode number 11. You know, I want to go back and just make sure that it's 11 because I may have missed an episode, but I don't think I did. I think I'm pretty sure we're at 11.
I think we're at 11 too, to be honest.
You know, we start off every show. We talk about what we've been playing, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you here. I did get into the beta, the closed beta for console beta for Marvel Rivals, which is
I did not.
I was trying to get you a code, but the problem was you could only claim a friend code at like a certain time, and bots were snatching them up within a second. So I couldn't even claim a friend code. But Marvel Rivals is a Overwatch style game featuring obviously Marvel characters. It is fan freaking tastic. I loved it. Absolutely fell in love with the game. I'm very excited to hear more about it. And I know we're going to be hearing more about it really soon. But man, it was just everything I hoped it would be and more. They added characters from the last closed. It was a closed alpha that was PC only. They had some new characters, and then halfway through the beta, they added two more characters, which was they added Venom originally. And there was another character and Venom and Adam Warlock that weren't in the closed alpha, and then halfway through the beta, they also added Thor and Jeff the Baby Landshark, who is the cutest goddamn thing on the planet. I literally would get a Jeff the Baby Landshark tattoo. He was so much fun to play as. Every character was extremely fun. Every character was, I mean, obviously. There's going to be a little bit of a balance, here and there, but man, I mean, just like you just get in there. I mean, I got to go with Doctor Strange and.
All right, I see him now. Yeah, Jeff. Okay.
Yeah,
about?
It was. Yeah, he was super super cool. But outside of that, I've played nothing but NCAA football 25. I love the game. I know, there's some issues here and there. People are, saying, but nothing that's stopping me from playing it.
Yeah, like the biggest snipe I've been hearing. I mean, complaints is like pass protection.
Pass protection is a big one. One that they fixed was the fact that basically, if you were Ohio State, and used Quinshot Judkins, you could just spin your way down the entire field. You know what? But he's going to do that this year. In real life, Ohio State is winning the national championship. If you don't like it, I don't care.
I like it. I like the energy.
Oh, it's gonna be just an ass whooping every week, every single week.
Who's up first, Akron?
What was that?
I think Akron's up first for the ass whooping.
Oh, I feel bad for Akron because Akron's like your little brother, It's you root for Akron. Yeah, I can't even root against them for Ohio State because it's Akron. It's right. It'd be like if they played Kent State or something, Toledo. It's like your little brother. You're not rooting against them, but that they're just going to get beaten the hell up, and that's just the way it is.
Game. It's a tune-up game for Ohio State.
It is. It's going to be a big time.
I hate that it's them, but it is what it is.
I made criteria for doing dynasty because I have like three dynasties.
I haven't joined a dynasty yet.
No, so I have one that I'm in with a group, and that one unfortunately was pick whatever team you wanted, but it couldn't be Ohio State, and I think I ended up picking. I ended up getting Texas. I picked Texas. So I don't think I know. I picked Texas, but I had the third pick. Bama, Georgia went 1. Bama went 2. I don't know why you picked Bama either. And then I took Texas at 3.
You've
But
done a lot of road to glory.
I haven't even started Road to Glory because I've been doing so I have 3 offline dynasties that I've been doing. One is Ohio State. If you're allowed to do your favorite team, in my criteria for how you pick a team in dynasty mode, you could pick your favorite team no matter what their rank is.
Right.
Outside of that, my criteria is this: it's got to be it's got to be a 2-star or lower. Can't be higher than 2 stars.
I like it.
It's got to be somewhere you would live or go to school.
Okay.
Or it's got to be the most spiteful reason on the planet. So that's my criteria. Crap team, got to be either somewhere you live, or somewhere you would want to live, or spite, or just out of pure spite. So the first one I did was San Diego State because I've been to San Diego, beautiful city,
Yeah.
and the Aztecs cool helmets. And then my second team, my second team was UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham. And then I put them in the SEC, and I absolutely ruined the University of Alabama.
Did you?
Purely spiteful.
I like it.
Pure spite. Yeah, next to the team up north, Alabama is on my shit list.
Have you made a team on Team Builder yet?
I have not because I've seen some really creative stuff on there too.
Have you?
Yeah, but I have not.
I did download the team from Blue Mountain State.
From what?
Blue Mountain State.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh god, that's it. I mean, they're basically just. Blue Mountain State's kind of like a ripoff of Boise State, I think.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that. Oh my god. You know what's really crazy to me is that no one even knew that team had Jack Reacher.
I know, right? He was wild in that show.
You know what's funny is every time I love Reacher on Amazon Prime.
So good. So good.
It is so good. But every time that I see Alan Richson, I think to myself, Thad Castle, because he was absolutely hilarious in Blue Mountain State. I wish I knew where I wish Blue Mountain State was streaming somewhere. I would watch
Netflix.
that. Huh?
It's on Netflix.
Is it really?
I'm almost positive.
You better check right now. If that's on Netflix, I'm gonna Venmo you money because or Cash App. I don't know what do you use.
Yep, Netflix.
Oh my god, I know what I'm watching tonight. With my nice pistachio ice cream and some Blue Mountain State. I got
the whole series.
That has been my weakness this summer. Has been ice cream.
I know, dude. I just had that ice cream before we started.
I've pretty much I always usually start to like vanilla, chocolate, like the regular flavor. Obviously, but like I've been getting into like coffee and pistachio is my new favorite.
That's just good.
All sorts of flavors. I mean, I like ice cream, but like this summer, I've liked it extra, so much extra that I definitely need to go to the Y and work it off. But let's get. What you been playing? Anything different? Or you just go with
football? What did I get? I've been playing a little Fortnite too.
Oh my god, so have I.
Really?
I swear to God, I downloaded it because my daughter and her friend love her friends, they play Fortnite, but me and her used to play all the time. I re-downloaded it because they had the Deadpool and Wolverine skins.
Yeah.
And I had to have them, so I bought them.
I got them too.
Yeah.
And then
I
the X-Men one up there. No, I want to buy the X-Men one.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you know what though? My one thing about Fortnite that if they don't have the full set, I won't buy it.
Yeah,
I used to buy it, but I don't like the mixing and matching crap. So if they don't have a full set, like if they don't have like because a lot of the characters won't have gliders or
I
back
agree.
bling, I won't buy it because then it just looks weird.
It does.
Like
It does.
give me the whole thing. I don't even care if it's stupid. Like Daredevil had that Daredevil glider. Still bought Daredevil,
Um,
and he has his glider.
I
But
did get
yeah,
to unlock Magneto on there too.
well the new season is going to be all Marvel. It's like Doctor Doom blew stuff up, and I mean, they
Oh, I
announced
know.
they announced that at D23, the Disney. You saw
Yeah,
that Robert Downey's playing Doctor Doom.
I know. How do you
I
feel
know
about it?
he's gonna be like some variant of Tony Stark. Like it's gotta be. So here's my problem: is like I love Doctor Doom. He's one of my favorite villains. So my problem is if he's a variant of Tony Stark, but I don't like that. I thought that I was hoping they were going to get Killian Murphy or something like that. I thought that would have been a good pick.
That's really
Um,
terrible.
I mean, there's a lot of people they could have picked, but I mean, just bringing Robert Downey Jr. back to play one of like the greatest villains of all time. I just don't know if I could take it seriously if he's playing someone completely different. I just feel like he's going to be a variant, like a multiversal Tony Stark.
I'm gonna be happy either way. To be honest with you,
There's some screaming going on around in my house.
that is bad.
I know it's craziness. Um, but to get into some news and rumors for this month, uh, we got to play some Fortnite together too. By the way, before I get into news and rumors, but we got rumors going around that a potential Pokemon Presents is going to happen this month. Man, I hope that is true. Rumors also in that Pokemon Presents where there will be a new trailer for Pokemon ZA, and I am wildly excited if that happens and that comes to fruition because
I hope so.
me and you, we're both Pokemon fans, and I am
Yeah,
so excited for Mega Evolution to come back. I mean, we still don't know if the game's even going to be Switch or Switch 2 or both or what's going on, but I do know that I'm very excited about seeing more about this game. It needs to happen.
I think it's gonna be great. I got high hopes for it, so I don't know. I'm gonna try not to get too like, hype about video games, except for
I'm
college football. Like that was the only thing I was hyped about, and Grand Theft Auto. But other than that, I'm
yeah.
just kind of like trying to keep it together, so to speak. So
I've started seeing a lot of stuff, and you know, I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit, but not for this year, for next year. This year is just I think there's a couple games I'm gonna buy, but it's more of like because I need something to play and less of a oh my god, I'm so excited to play this, if that makes any sense.
it does. It does.
Like I'm like, oh, I think this game will be good and I'll enjoy it, but I'm just not I don't know, not really feeling a lot of stuff this year, unless Mobile Rivals gets announced for this year, and it's a possibility. Getting
That'd be cool if they hit it like December, November. That'd be cool if that was like the
that,
last year's
you
drop.
know what? I wish I could repost what I posted a while ago about like I literally said every event that they have been at like everything that I said should happen has happened. This was back when they were in the closed alpha, and I said they're going to be at Summer Games Fest, and they're going to announce a closed beta, and they did. And then I said um, they were going to be somewhere else and announce something else, and they were. And then I said, they're going to do what I think they're going to do next, which is Gamescom opening night, which starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on August 20th, coming to you from Cologne, Germany. It is the
Oh,
largest. Cologne, Germany.
Cologne?
Cologne.
Oh, like the smell good stuff?
Like the smell good stuff,
Okay.
but spelled differently. It is one of the biggest gaming events of the year. I think that, I mean, with E3 gone, I think they have more people than E3 had, but that's because it's all of Europe descends on it, and it's open to the public. So yeah. So I'm hoping for some big, some good reveals and info on some upcoming games. I know for a fact that Marvel Rivals will be there. And I think they're going to announce an open beta and potentially a release date. I think that if they're smart, they would go shoot for a late November, maybe early December release date, and that game would be huge in that time frame, because 2025 is creeping up so fast, and it from January to December, get ready, because it is going to be a massive year for gaming, maybe the biggest in history. I have said this. I mean, you got GTA 6 coming out in the fall, so I know. But you might see. I think you might see Phantom Blade Zero, which is a PS5 exclusive action adventure game, which looks phenomenal.
It does look good.
I know for a fact one of my favorite franchises is going to have a new trailer, maybe a release date, which is Monster Hunter Wilds. From the Monster Hunter franchise is going to be there. I know we've talked about it. You haven't played it, but
I'm curious how it's going to look, though.
Oh, they have trailers for it. Look up the trailer. It's
I didn't
crazy.
even watch any beta for the Marvel Rivals gameplay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I didn't get to watch any gameplay for Marvel Rivals when it was under beta.
Oh, just type it in. There were so many people streaming it. It was crazy.
I'm up right now for Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
You're gonna get a live reaction from me.
Monster Hunter Wilds looks so good. I know that they got a new trailer. They've been releasing smaller trailers too about the weapons. But man, I mean, it's funny because that game was a DS game. It was a DS game. I believe they had one on PSP or PS Vita, one of the two.
So I'm watching one right now that kind of looks like they're in a desert fighting something that looks like some tremors.
Yeah, that's either the first one or the second one. Make sure you type in Monster Hunter Wilds.
Let's say in Monster Hunter Wilds. It's a new light bowgun gameplay for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, that's okay. That's the new. So that's the new light bowgun. So I mean, it's not new. The light bowgun's been in the game, but they're releasing small trailers for each weapon, because there's 14 weapons in the game.
Cool. Can I give everyone a taste?
The heavy bowgun is my favorite. I'm stoked for that. But yeah, Avowed for Xbox is supposedly going to be at the show, even though it got pushed back to 2025. But I think we're going to see a lot of stuff for end of the year, which isn't much, and I think we're going to see a lot of stuff for next year. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff for next year, especially that's why I'm thinking Monster Hunter may have might have a February release date. I think they want to get that out as early as they can. Did we lose you, Dean? We lost Dino Spumoni. He might be coming back, but Gamescom is one of the biggest gaming shows of the year. Something I look forward to every year, just to see if there's anything new, anything. They don't usually have a ton of world premieres. Like I said, because it is open to the public, they have a lot of demos on floor, so you do get to see a lot more of games that are that will be coming out later in the year and into next year. So that's why I really like that show. But they're doing an opening night live, and I'm really hoping that we're going to see some new stuff that we haven't seen before. I mean, like I said, 2025 is just such a huge year in gaming that bust out the checkbook. Make sure your credit cards are empty, because it's going to be a rough year. Now, while we wait for Dean to get back, something that we wanted to talk about is NBA 2K. NBA 2K25 drops fairly soon. I want to say next month. It's usually September every year. And it seems like they're doing things that the players are telling them not to do. And I'm not understanding why. I'm not getting why 2K is actively trying to piss off its user base. And when me and Dean did our top sports games, my top my top basketball game was, I can't remember, I think it was NBA 2K18, 2K17, something around there. That was like peak 2K. It wasn't egregious and trying to make you buy stuff. It was a basketball game. And now it's like they're trying to shoehorn as many ads as they possibly can into the game, and doing it in my GM and really every mode that they have. And it's getting to the point where it's so frustrating. And to even get your player up to mid 80s to a 90, it's almost, if you're not grinding the game like crazy, you're spending money. And I don't want a game that you have to paid to play. You're paying $70 for this for 2K, and then you got to pay to just get your character to a decent rank so that you could be good, so your character can be good in the game. It's frustrating, especially when it comes from a franchise that you play consistently. It's almost like I don't want to compare the two because they're not the same type of game. It's not the same genre, but it's kind of like Call of Duty, where it started going down a certain path, and even though it somewhat corrected itself, it's really still the same thing. Even like Call of Duty this year, it's like the same thing. Like, I want to be excited for it, and they have an event coming later in the year. But we got Dino back. Got that Dean internet. I am talking about 2K, and yeah, like I had a truck on.
What did you say?
Nothing. Just talking about how it feels like they're being told by the consumers what we want, and yet they're still consistently going against it. And I don't understand that. And and I said this when you were.
WWE has done the same thing for years until, this year's pretty good.
This year's pretty good.
Pretty good too. But probably because 2K20. That was the worst one. That was with Roman and Becky on the cover, right? 2K20, or was that 21?
It might have been 21. Last year's
off because it was absolute garbage.
Yeah,
got so much heat for it. I think it was 20.
Yeah, it was like they kept getting caught up in the ropes and everything, and
yeah, it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like WWE 2K, from that standpoint, they're starting to listen to more. But NBA, yeah, it's same thing with Madden.
Yeah, but at least 2K, like they went like with WWE, they went back and they fixed a lot of stuff. Whereas with NBA, it's they're telling you what to expect, and it's still garbage. It's not what players want. They're still like they're doing exactly what we don't want, and I don't understand it. And it's frustrating from a franchise that I have bought every year for almost since since Dreamcast.
Dang.
Yeah. And this is the first year I'm considering not buying it, because I'm tired of like last year I was fed up with Call of Duty. So that was the first year I didn't buy Call. No, I shouldn't say that was the first. I think there was another year I didn't buy Call of Duty, but I was like just fed. I was fed up with Call of Duty, and because it's the same to me. They're not listening. They're doing what they want to do because they know people are going to buy it. They know people are going to drop money on it. But but I think that there's got to be a happy medium into you're still going to make money, but doing it the way in which the consumer, in which the people who have made NBA 2K what it is, making it better.
Keep your fan base happy.
You would think, but
really not.
No, but I'm really hoping that I don't know. I mean, they've already shown our stuff that I hate. So at this point, I don't even know if there's redemption coming back. I don't know. I'm hopefully gonna play it.
I'm on there with you. I'm not buying it. They'll probably end up being free game of the month towards the end of the season, anyways, for PlayStation. So
either that or here's my service announcement for for the show. Me and Dean talk about games that we picked up, and we were talking about that before the show. Dean picked up what was that, Dean?
I picked up Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. He likes all on deals, just so you know.
South Park Snow Day, the new one. Got that for $10.
Mm-hmm.
I got Skull and Bones, which just came out in January for $10 at Best Buy. What else I get?
I thought that was it. Suicide Squad, South Park Snow Day, and Skull and Bones. Yeah.
There's one more.
Was there one more?
Oh, Atari Mania for PS4.
Oh, that's dope.
It was pretty cool, actually.
So if there's games that are like $10, I might pick them up just depending on what it is. If it's a game I'm not gonna play, I'm not going to spend the $10 on it. But there's some games that I didn't have time to play. So one of them is a game that came out pretty much with the PS5, and that was Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. Another one that I loved the original, and I've heard the sequel is pretty good, is Dragon's Dogma 2. And I got that as well. I also, for the Switch, got Samurai Warriors 5 as well as Mega Man 11. And I paid a grand total of $0 for all four. And I'm going to tell everyone why. If you do not know this, and especially if you're in the Cleveland area, and it might be, it could be countrywide too, depending on where you live. It costs me and my family no money to get, to get library cards. I read a ton of books. My daughters read a ton of books. My wife reads a ton. But our libraries don't just have books. They have movies. They have music. They have video games. So go to the library. Went with my daughter today. Picked up a couple of books. Picked up 4 games. And it doesn't cost you a dime. And you know what? There's no late fees. I had a game for like, I think, a month and a half, and I returned it today. I don't remember what game it was. Oh, it was Mario Strikers.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's good. I really enjoyed it. I think the one thing I didn't like is they kind of put in where like you can get like different armor and stuff for your character, but every piece of armor looks the same for every character. So I was kind of hoping like Mario had Mario themed armor and Donkey Kong had Donkey Kong themed armor, but it all looked the same. But I mean, the gameplay is what you're really there for, and it was extremely fun. So I was really happy with it. But I actually had 3 games. I can't remember the other 2 because I was the only one I played. But I had 3 games for over it was like 45 days. You don't pay. There's no late fees. I don't want to get into the, I'm not, it's like Blockbuster, well, Blockbuster and Hollywood, but no, it's nice to take, as a family to go, you get some books, you don't have to get books. If you just want to play games, just go there, games, doesn't cost you a penny, and you could try stuff out. If I really, really love Dragon's Dogma and it's a game I'm like, I could put $100 into this, I might buy Dragon's Dogma 2 because I loved the first ones.
You let me know because I've been eyeballing that for a little while.
I know.
System Shock, and I
forgot. Oh, that was the other one. Yeah,
that was a good remake. If you're a fan of like the old Doom and all that stuff, Duke, nuke them, and I like it.
Now, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics here, and that's the 90s and how it's the best era, the best decade here in a minute. But before we get to that, Dean, we got to talk about something. We got to talk about something serious. We got to talk about how amazing Deadpool and Wolverine is.
Yes. So good. The greatest opening scene to a movie ever. First off,
listen, I want people to know right now, we are going to probably spoil the shit out of the movie. I don't think
it's been out long enough. You guys should have seen it.
If you have not seen it, then I suggest you look away. Look away, child. Look away.
Go away.
That opening scene was absolutely hilarious. I mean, it was the Bye 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 was the perfect song to play it to. And that kind of set up the whole movie. But you know what kind of shocked me about it too? And for those who are just jumping in, we are talking about Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine, and we are talking spoilers. So, as much as I don't want you to look away, don't watch if you don't want to hear about it. One of the things that kind of shocked me, and I guess you almost shouldn't be shocked because it's Deadpool and it's. What's funny is I just saw our viewer count went down when I said we're talking spoilers. One of the things that I was surprised with is, they really talked a lot about how they wanted to keep the legacy of Logan intact. They didn't want to touch that movie. And the first damn scene is Deadpool finding his grave, using his bones.
He even says, he's like, you wonder how we're gonna keep the legacy of Logan or something like that while being respectful. Well, I got a newsflash for you. We're not.
Yeah.
He's like picking them up.
And he's using his adamantium infused bones to kill bad guys, and then he puts on his claws and they come. Oh my god!
He's got him doing the sack, dude. He's just like the slow motion.
Yeah, and then he stabs the other dude in the ass, and he's like going back and forth, and the guy's like, "You're sick."
No, when he puts the claws on, he's like, "I am soaking wet right now."
Yeah,
it's so good.
And that whole movie was a love letter to the Fox Marvel movies.
I love when he's at the time place and he says, "Give me 1 second." He runs over. He says, "Suck a Fox, I'm going to Disney World." He headbutts the camera and runs back. I love it.
I there's just seeing Wesley Snipes as Blade again and Jennifer Gardner as Elektra. Seeing,
so good.
Yeah, big spoiler: Chris Evans coming back as Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh my god, he's gonna do it! He's gonna do it!"
Yeah, he thinks he's like Avengers, and then he's like flame on. He's like, what? That and seeing Channing Tatum as Gambit, I thought.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. What are your thoughts on Gambit? I think he nailed it. People are allowed to give him shit for the whole Cajun accent. I think he did really well.
So they talked about that, and he did that accent over the top on purpose. That him and Ryan Reynolds talked about that, and it was so Deadpool could make the jokes about not being able to understand what the hell he was talking about. So what?
I said, who? He told me, like, who the hell is your dialect coach?
Yeah, exactly. So it was meant to be over the top, but as far as the look, dude, he nailed it. Nailed the fighting scenes with him. Nailed it. And so everyone come bitching about the way he was talking and everything. It was supposed to be over the top. It was meant to be, ridiculously Cajun, like where you couldn't understand, and it was so that
if you listen to people that have that accent, it's pretty spot on.
It's not that far off, but you got to dial it back a little bit so you can actually have dialogue in the movie. But I would love to see. I would love. Yeah. Oh, I love that line. I love when he said that.
Let people know what happened here today.
Yeah. I'm about to make a name for myself. That was so good.
But I knew I jumped on the dick ready.
Yeah, I honestly I loved it. I would love to see. You know what? And he walked the same path as Reynolds was trying to get. Gambit is his favorite Marvel character. He said they were at the 1 yard line about to get the movie made with Fox until Marvel bought it, and he had a talk with and this is all from interviews, so this is coming straight from Channing Tatum, and he said he he had a conversation with Kevin Feige about it because they really are they really were in kind of pre-production trying to figure everything out. And Kevin Feige said, "I love everything. I just don't know where we would put it. I don't know where it's great, but I don't know what we're going to do with it. Because they haven't introduced the X-Men yet."
Which I heard since they're rebooting it, he is going to be included. So I'm hoping so.
Well, I hope it's sooner than later because he's 40 something. So
he looked great though.
Oh, my top 2 highlights though. Number 1 was with Nice Pool when he's like, "Oh, I can gently." He called when Deadpool calls him Van Milder.
Well, I can gently push the fourth wall too.
Yeah, he's like, what does he say after that? He goes,
"Do you think that's what I do?"
He goes, "What the?" No, he's like, "What the fuck was that?" He's like, "Bitch, is that what you think I do?"
What the fuck is that, bitch? Do you think that's what I do?
and then
is that old Desert Eagle pistoleros? Yeah, can I have them over my dead body? And he's like, I'm like, oh god. So when that scene came out, I'm like,
Dog Pool was hysterical. I mean, the whole everything. And did you know? Did you watch the credits at the end?
Oh yeah.
So you saw his wife played Lady Deadpool.
Yeah, and his kids.
His kids were Kid
Pool
and Baby Pool. But my second favorite part of the movie, or second favorite just small scene in the movie, was when they were seeing the Wolverine variants, and they came across the Cavalrine.
Oh, he did the arm pump.
Like, yeah, he's like you look what do you say? He's like, you look awfully like Henry. Oh my god, it's the Cavalrine.
On behalf of us over here, we will treat you way better than
man.
And
I'll tell you,
was when he put the crowl on. And
oh my god,
what are you saving that for? He's like, killing. What's the whim resistance on this blowjob handle?
He's like, "Did you save the good shit?" Yeah. What do you...
I lost it.
Oh my god! And then the whole scene where they're killing the Deadpools to it was what's that Madonna song?
Oh, like not like a prayer.
Living on a prayer. Isn't that it? No, that's Bon Jovi. Oh my god!
When you call my name,
yeah.
down on my praise. I want to take it. It's like a prayer.
Is it like a prayer, or is it I want to take
like
you there?
Living on a prayer is Bon Jovi. Like a prayer is Madonna.
I'm sorry. I am.
It's like
I'm trying to. No, that's not it. Hang on. No, you might. I think you're right. Yeah, like a prayer. That's the song. That was like and I remember I read the interviews and watch the interviews, all that stuff, and they were talking about, they said like they had like hundreds of songs. They called it the Deadpool playlist or something like that, and it was just, like they film a scene and they'd go and they would they would see what song fit it. So I mean, the music was perfect, the story was perfect. So I mean, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say the story. The story was okay for what it didn't need to be great. Just seeing Deadpool and Wolverine together that's all you wanted. The story was probably the weakest part, but that's not what makes Deadpool Deadpool. It's the shenanigans, it's the craziness, and as long as you go from A to B, all the crazy shit that's in there that gets you to it that's just, you're along for the ride, and that's what it is. It's a beautiful, stupid, mindless, fun, hysterical ride.
I agree.
And if you are a comic book fan or just a fan of
jokes that I cannot believe Disney let
be
in there is unreal. Like, you even made the comment, like, I forget what scene it was, but he says, God, I feel like Pinocchio sat on my face or sat on me or something like that, or shoved his face in my ass and kept lying to me or something like that.
Yeah.
One more time.
When him and Blindell are named, when they said that Disney said they can't talk about cocaine, and they just started naming off all the different nicknames for it. Oh my god, it was really. I mean, Disney just said,
"Welcome to the MCU," and to be honest with you, you came at a low point.
Yeah, he kept calling himself Marvel Jesus.
At the end,
you know what,
listen, baby girl.
You know what? Say whatever you want. It was. I think they said it was the highest opening for an R-rated movie of all time. So, I mean, good on Ryan Reynolds. He brought that character to life. I don't know if they're going to do another Deadpool. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing him in a Tom Holland Spider-Man in a movie together.
I don't think he'll do another solo. I think maybe just some cameos.
Yeah, I could see him in like Secret Wars or some shit like that. Like just
crazy pop up.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, obviously they're not going to let the swearing go on, but
you never know. That could have just broken open a new door, man.
You get one F word in a PG-13 movie, so they better make it count. But
they made it count.
Well, no, I'm saying in a PG-13 movie, you can say one. You could drop one F-bomb, so they better make it count. Yeah, you're allowed. You're allowed one. That's why Guardians of the Galaxy 3, when Nebula's struggling with the door, and Peter's like, open the fucking door. There was the one F-bomb they were allowed to do, but it was very well placed. James Gunn did a good job with that. But now we are going to be talking about my favorite decade. I think our favorite decade, I can say, and that is the 90s.
Yeah, man.
The last episode we had, you said you wanted to make a top 5 list, and I couldn't do it. There's too much. So I think we're just gonna have a quick, I say that loosely, a quick a chat about why the 90s was the best decade.
Just quick fire some of our favorite things.
Oh my god! Yeah, you know what? One I thought about the scandals. There were some really good scandals in the 90s.
Yeah, and we didn't have reality TV like we do today. So
yeah,
it's like the steroid scandal in baseball, the home run races. I remember that.
OJ, Nancy Kerrigan, Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
I mean, there was some good stuff going on. I should say, I mean, people died, obviously.
Attitude era of wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Oh yeah, the Attitude Era.
The NWO.
Wrestling
the Monday Night Wars, ECW.
Yeah.
The video games, the cheesy ass decorations at like restaurants. Man, if I can go back in time and go to like an old Wendy's, Pizza Hut, man.
Malls.
Yeah.
Hanging out at the mall was like, with your friends was just.
You remember
oh my dude, Hills was my favorite department store. They had the little arcade in the front, and then they had the concession stand, like they had the concessions. My mom, we had one like literally right down the street from where I lived. I grew up in Euclid, and I knew that she was gonna go look at shoes and purses, and if I could get through that, I was making my way to the toy section and getting the goddamn Ninja Turtle. I knew I just had to suffer for like half an hour. And if I was good, I was getting a Ninja Turtle. And that was, that was early 90s, obviously, but it's been speaking. I mean, Ninja Turtles, the movies,
cartoons, the music, every genre.
Oh my god! And something else. And I think, you could maybe say this about the 80s too, but I think it was more in the 90s. Was you saw a lot more people starting to feel like they could really be themselves, and I mean that not just in like, I mean, you can take that a lot of ways, but I mean it in the way of like, like I was kind of like, I was a jock, I played sports, baseball, football, basketball. And then, but I was also I was a massive gamer. And, for a long time, you kind of associated gaming with nerds and,
but I was a mixture of both.
Yeah, and then but you just but I was also a little bit of a slacker as well, and it just there was it was always like you were defined by one thing or another, and the '90s kind of started putting you where it wasn't one thing or the other. It was more of like you were able to be a whole bunch of different things, and it was okay. I had friends, groups of friends that they were all, but then at the end of the day, we were all friends together, and that was like super cool. And that was, it was just it felt like you were allowed to just unapologetically be yourself.
Right.
It was like one person shopped at Hot Topic, and the other one shopped at Abercrombie, but you were still like, you could still be best friends.
Right.
It was I mean it was and and you had those were those were
Gadzooks.
Gads. Oh my God, Gadzooks. Yeah,
KB Toy Store.
KBs. Oh my God, Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up because baby, if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. I miss Toys R Us. You know what? I'm glad that it stayed around long enough that I was able to take my oldest daughter there a bunch of times before I left. But man, when I was a kid in the '90s, Toys R Us was like Candyland. That was it.
Chuck E. Cheese back then was bigger than what it is today.
Chuck E. Cheese was. You want to talk about fashion? Jinko jeans, which we've talked about.
Put
Oh
my
my!
my school books in the back pocket.
Hell yeah, dude! That was the '90s. I mean, everything, the TV shows, like you said, the cartoons.
I love Surge. That's my favorite pop.
There was just, I mean, everything about the '90s was.
Yeah, '90s was goated, man. Everything about
it is
favorite decade.
I mean, obviously, there's going to be some nostalgia from us because that's when we when we really grew up. But yeah, like you said, like the music, and I'm gonna say this. At the time, when like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys came out, and like it was in 97, 98, around there, 99, people, we especially men, we were not fans of that music. Today, I will belt out bye 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 in the car unapologetically with the windows down. I don't care. It's a great song.
You're not alone. I do the same thing.
It was good then. I just wouldn't admit it because every freaking female on the planet was like, I'm saving myself for Justin Timberlake, or I'm saving myself for JC. And you know what's funny is I talked to my wife and I was like, who were you saving yourself for? And she's like, Lance Bass. And I was like, yes, I'm it's perfect. I'm good. I mean, seriously, like, I mean, if you hear Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way, you're singing it. If I hear Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time, I mean, Jack Black just covered it and it was phenomenal.
Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle.
Oh my God. You know what? But yeah, so I mean, you had that pop music come up, but then like the stuff I liked, Rage Against the Machine, Korn, Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, sorry, Wu-Tang Clan. My bad.
Wu-Tang Can.
Wu-Tang Can. What was that? Oh God, why am I? Oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Oh God,
I forget about that.
I mean, Tupac, Biggie, and then I mean, talking about conspiracies and everything like that. Tupac and Biggie. That happened in the '90s. I mean, it was a crazy decade, crazy time. It was fun. It was nuts, and I love it. I miss it. It was technology was really coming along fast at that time. By the end of the '90s, cell phones were a lot more popular, but at the beginning of the '90s, it was get your ass outside and play.
Yeah. So we got the best of both worlds.
We did. We really did. And I think that helped us as we grew up, and it really helped us as parents because we were, like you said, we had the best of both worlds. So we're like, I understand you want to be. Yeah. I understand you want to be on your phone, but put it down for 5 minutes and get your ass outside and play.
Right. Enjoy the little things. So we were born in the 80s, really grew up in the 90s, got the experience, the technological age kind of grow from the get go, and where we are today. So,
I mean, is it weird that sometimes I miss the dial up sound?
I do. I swear to God, dude. Rotary phones, too. Fucking
Oh my God.
yeah.
Not I have like 200 numbers on my cell phone right now. But like back in the day, I had to memorize or write down like my 3 or 4 best friends' phone numbers and call them from the phone and like hope they like their parents would answer. And, is blah blah there? Can he come? Can he play like at 10 o'clock on a Saturday? Go down and play baseball in the circle. I mean, that was the best.
Tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And then all night you play N64, No Mercy, or WrestleMania, or Goldeneye, with the just most dope pause music of all time. I know you got it on your phone. Play it. I need to hear it.
You hear it? I got your phone.
Gotta hear it. Goldeneye had the best pause music of
all
time.
It really did. Here we go. Sounds, ringtone.
Oh. Yeah. I like it. I wanted to do the Booker T like as Trick Williams comes out. I wanted the Booker T to that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, that was God. That was
so good. I got goosebumps.
I know. I mean, and like the Bond movies were so good with Pierce Brosnan in the 90s.
He was a good Bond. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't remember anyone ever calling him a bad Bond. But I'm glad that we were able to get that topic going because, man, it's just so much fun to talk about. Everything about the 90s was great. Obviously, the murders weren't, but, they were part of it, and there was some good, some crazy stuff that were going on. But we are going to start wrapping up the show here with top 5 Xbox 360 games of all time.
I'm leaving out of mine before we get going. I'm leaving out the obvious ones like GTA.
Well, you just messed up my list.
You can keep yours going. I'm just saying, personally, mine is like I'm keeping the obvious ones that can go. We've brought up multiple times, like the Halo and the GTA.
Nope. Those are both in mine. I'm keeping them in there. Okay. I don't care. You want to go with your obscure list? I'm going with my top 5. I had to pick 5. I'm sorry, 6 with the honorable mention. But you know what? I'll start it off. Okay. I like for you to. My honorable mention is Ninja Gaiden. No, sorry. Yes, Ninja Gaiden 2.
Ninja Gaiden 2.
It was phenomenal. It was originally an Xbox 360 exclusive, and I mean, it was action adventure. It was hard. There were awesome weapons. It was a linear game, but great combos. Good enemies. I mean, it was like I said, it was hard, and I loved it. So I will mention Ninja Gaiden 2.
That's a good one. Mine's going to be Mass Effect 3. That's probably one of my favorite out of the Mass Effects.
So
that's my honorable mention.
Was Mass Effect 3 on 360? Yep. Or was that on?
No, it's 360.
Was it 360? Okay. I'm probably thinking of the remaster. Because
my PS4.
My number 5 Xbox 360 all the time is the original Mass Effect.
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
they're all good.
I loved it, and it was originally an Xbox 360 exclusive. People forget that.
Was it really?
Yep. It came to PS3, I want to say like 3 years after. So, yeah. A lot of people didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. My number
the more you
5
know.
to be Borderlands 2.
Ooh, good pick. Good game.
Great game.
Great game. It really
Yeah.
was. Borderlands
There's gonna
1.
be another one soon. I'm excited to see how it is.
Are you sure Borderlands 2 was Borderlands 2 on 360?
Yeah,
It was. It was.
man.
That's a damn good pick too. I spent a ton of time playing Borderlands and Borderlands 2.
It was a really good one. That was a really good one.
I didn't even think about that if I'm being honest, and that kind of hurts me because I love Borderlands. Not the movie. Heard it sucks terribly. My number 4 is the Orange Box collection.
That's a good one.
Came with Half-Life 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. What a game. I mean, I played that for so long. Portal was amazing, Half-Life 2 was amazing, and Team Fortress 2 was just ridiculously fun. I mean, all 3 of those games are like just goated. And I mean, I probably could have almost should have put that number 1, but I kept it at number 4, so
That's a good one, dude.
it is.
My 4, Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
I enjoyed that game so much.
I did too. I did too. You know, and I was really excited when they came out with Back for Blood. But for some reason, it just wasn't the same.
It didn't hit right.
It didn't hit right. But man, Left 4 Dead was so good. Both 1 and 2. I mean, you almost have to put them together. Like you can't pick one or the other, but they were both phenomenal. That is a great pick. Great pick.
Thank you.
My number 3, and I'm going. This is just seeing obvious here. My number 3 is Halo 3. Halo 3 was, in my opinion, the last good Halo. So, Halo Reach, I think Halo Reach was pretty good too. But I mean, I'm going mainline. Halo 3 was. It was the last last of the good number Halos.
That was probably the last good one.
Yeah,
that's a damn good pick.
It was, and when that
would have made mine if I decided to not.
Yeah, I went, and I can understand where you're going with yours, but I'm going. You know, the games that I probably played the most on the Xbox 360 that I liked the most. My top 5 plus honorable mention. So what would be your number 3?
Guitar Hero 2.
Oh man! Oh! How did I forget about Guitar Hero? Oh man!
So good.
I think
I love Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I love them.
I was really trying to stick with a bunch of like exclusives, like Mass Effect, Ninja Gaiden 2, Halo 3. Orange Box wasn't exclusive, but you know, I was trying. Oh God, Guitar Hero was so good.
That's where I started playing Guitar Hero was 360. So,
oh man, I think I started on PS. It was on PS2, right?
It was.
Yeah, I think that's. I started my
PS2. So like, I got the 360 version.
Yeah.
For, Guitar Hero 2 first, and then I went back and bought the original Guitar Hero for PlayStation 2.
I remember when I used to manage Game Crazy, we had when those were still around, we had a conference we had a conference we had to go to, and it was in Las Vegas. And we got there the first day, and then the second day we were there, we went to like this. They had like a game show for us. We got to play like all the stuff that hadn't been out yet. And like the first thing I saw and I went to was Guitar Hero 3. And I got to play it like a year, or it was like a demo, but it was like a year before the game came out. And I was just jamming on that thing. It was,
I love it so much.
Oh yeah, that's a hell of a pick. My number 2 is. It's Grand Theft Auto. However, it's not Grand Theft Auto 5. My number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 4.
I thought you were going to say the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Oh my God, dude, it's included. It's included. The DLCs in GTA 4 are included in that because those were amazing DLCs. You had the Lost in the Dam, and that was at a time when, like, I think Sons of Anarchy had just come out, and then you had the Ballad of Gay Tony, which was another great DLC, and I love Nico, and I loved what they did with Liberty City. Man, I mean,
it was so good, dude.
I put something out on Twitter the other day, and it was the picture of John Wick with all the guns around his head, and a lot of people ask the question, like, what opinion has you feeling like this? And I put GTA 5 is the worst GTA in the series.
The worst?
The worst. I would rather play 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and 4 before I played 5.
Yeah, I get done with it.
I believe those 4, as far as a single player game, were better.
That's fair. Yeah.
Obviously, online.
As far as campaign, yes.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So that is my number 2.
My number 2, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas.
Oh my dude, you're hitting all the right notes. You're hitting every right note. It is. Oh my god! I played so much of that game.
Vegas?
No, I think I know what your number 1 is now.
What?
I'm not gonna say it. I'll let you know if you say it. But oh god, you're crushing this list. Usually I'm not gonna lie. I walk away going, I think I got him, even though it's an opinion. I'm still thinking my opinion is better than his. But today I gotta say, you're crushing me right now. It's not even close. My number 1, and I almost put two of them in my top 5, but it's Gears of War 3.
That's a good one. That was almost gonna be mine too.
The reason I picked 3, I could have picked 1 or I could have picked 3. I like 2 as well, but it was either 1 because 1 it started it all, was phenomenal. That I remember that the original commercial with Mad World, and that was. But I picked 3 because the story was so emotional, and we lost Dom. It was so good, and then what put that at number 3 for me, or number 1 for me, was the multiplayer and horde mode, which horde mode was just so ridiculously fun. So that is my number 1, is Gears of War 3. And I want you to say yours, and I believe hang on, let me see if I can. Hang on. I can't. I can't. I'm like looking for a pen. Or, hang on here. I'm gonna write it in my notes, and I'll see if I'm right. All right. What is your number 1 Xbox 360 game of all time?
Fallout 3.
Oh my god, that's not what I picked.
What'd you pick?
Chaos Theory.
Oh.
You put that in so many lists. I'm like, how does that not make your top 360 games?
Oh. Fallout 3.
I just had a mean mug my daughter.
Be like that.
You know what other game could have went on my list too, and I was thinking about, and it's in the same Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it. I stuck to my guns. But Fallout 3, that's good. I thought about it. I really did think about it, but
especially since I decided not to put the obvious ones that I like. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto would have been in there for me. Halo 3 would have been in there for me. Gears of War was going to be in there for me. I had to switch it up a bit.
Yeah. I think you crushed me. I think you crushed me with the list. I don't even think it was close. I think it makes
another one I enjoyed besides like Dark Souls was Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno was very good. I think that was on PS2 though.
It was on Xbox 360 as well. It's on Game Pass.
I want to know if maybe it was 360. Maybe it was that. Well, that would be PS3 and 360. So I want to find out. Dante's. I think you might be right. Inferno game. Let's see. When did it release? It released in 2010. Okay, you're right. For the PS3, Xbox 360, and the PlayStation Portable. That was
system.
Based on the book Dante's Inferno, which you should all read. This is a very good book. That's a hell of a top 10 or a top 5.
I agree, that was really good.
We didn't have one of the same, so we could put that as like a top 10, and we're still missing some games. Like I said, we're missing Skyrim, Chaos Theory.
What are we doing next?
Xbox One, which is going to be very hard. Oh man, and you know what other game I forgot to put in there that I wanted to, but I just couldn't because I Forza.
Oh yeah.
Next one would be Xbox One. Next show is going to be Xbox One.
Okay.
Xbox One, and then we're moving on to I don't remember, huh?
Sega.
We got Genesis. I was thinking we'd go. I was thinking we were going to do like DS.
We start with Nintendo.
Oh, I could pop up my top 5 DS games. Like,
we'll put a poll up. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We'll put a poll up.
We go in Genesis. We did Dreamcast, so it'd have to be we did. So it'd have to be. I think we did Dreamcast, so it'd have to be Genesis.
It would have to be Genesis.
Yeah.
How about it?
I don't want to spoil it, but I can tell you one of your favorite games is definitely in my top 5.
So
Man, you are. Now
you remember Toe Jam and Earl?
What?
You remember Toe Jam and Earl?
Toe Jam and Earl, yeah. I couldn't hear you because it sounds like you're like wearing your big rubber masturbating shoes. That's a Deadpool reference. Oh man.
What a list though.
I mean, it was good. What a good episode. It was
got
a lot of stuff to look forward to. I'm hoping we'll be back next week, but because next Tuesday will be it will be the night of Gamescom, or the day of Gamescom, so we'll be able to talk about all the announcements that were made and stuff like that. So we'll see if hopefully we can make that happen. But as we said, life happens. We do not know. Hopefully it'll be soon. Hopefully it'll be next Tuesday. We can talk about all the good stuff, but good episode. Talking about the 90s, top 5 360. Hopefully NBA 2K gets their shit together and puts out a good game. Hopefully we get a lot of good stuff from Gamescom, and we see a Pokemon Presents here soon. So
we shall see.
Great episode.
Until then, we'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you give us a like and a follow. We will be back next week. Well,
I'm Joey Schneider.
I'm Dean Samples.
And this is the Press Start Pod.
Bye.